2 balls and 2 strikes on it. Here's the pitch on the way. A swing and a belt. Left field. Way back. Blue Jays win it. The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Set to make his major league debut, as Buck mentioned, 27 years old, pitched professionally in Cuba, pitched in the WBC, 3 years in Japan, mostly a starter in Cuba, mostly a reliever in Japan. After the WBC, didn't pitch at all last year. He was kind of preparing to be eligible to begin his major league career. He was signed by the Blue Jays in February, a 5-year, $32 million deal. So because he didn't pitch in games last year, there is an innings limit on him for the season. There's a pitch limit here today. And a lot of people in front of their TVs, but across the country, are anxious to see Yariel Rodriguez.
Literally around the world, the people that saw him pitch in Japan, the Cuban people that saw him pitch in Cuba, everybody's interested in this start, and he's ready for this start. He's been waiting a long time for this opportunity. As we mentioned, he didn't pitch an awful lot in spring training. He dealt with a stiff back early in the spring, but when he did pitch, he was impressive. He has a lot of composure, a lot of poise. He's pitched over 730 innings of baseball, whether it's in Japan, in Cuba, winter ball. He's pitched in the Caribbean Series, and he's pitching the World Baseball Classic. And we'll talk about that a little bit as we go along today.
And John Schneider said Rodriguez is kind of like a hybrid, being from Cuba, then pitching in Japan. He's got some of the tendencies and mannerisms that pitchers have in each country.
Yeah, and he's going to have to throw strikes, as we mentioned. I'm sure there's a little adrenaline and a little nerves as he's got some butterflies making his first big league appearance.
Got a 4-seamer that sometimes cuts. He can manipulate it. He's got a 2-seamer, a slider, a curve, and a splitter as well. And there's his first strike, 3-1.
And Brian Servant tosses the ball out for Rodriguez just so he can have that as a souvenir.